You kind of touched on Xavier Worthy after he collided with Travis Kelce in Brazil. 3 snaps into the game, everything got flipped over in their world as well as their game plan for that day and evening in Sao Paulo. What's the latest? Is he going to wear a brace? Is it really possible? Is surgery feasible? Walk me through what's going on with Xavier Worthy and the Chiefs, best you can tell right now.
Well, it sounds like with this particular shoulder injury, it's not a surgical necessary thing at this time. It is an injury that, and I heard this, all the way back to from the night of the game, was they were hopeful once the x-rays were negative, this would be something where maybe he could wear a harness and be able to get back on the field. But you got to get comfortable with the harness. You got to feel like you've got full range of motion. You got to feel like you can protect yourself, whether that's from defensive backs or Travis Kelce running his route and slightly not the correct depth out there. I mean, those are real things. Things happen in football games. What you don't want to do is set Xavier Worthy back. But you said it, and you were there, Rich. Their game plan was built so much around Xavier Worthy that however many snaps into the game that was, and he goes down, all of a sudden what they had to do is they had 2 other receivers who were running routes in the game that they had never repped in practice because those were Xavier Worthy plays and because the offense was supposed to run through Worthy. So I would add that caveat too on anybody sitting here and writing off the Chiefs. Now, if you watch the Bills-Ravens game on Sunday night, I certainly walked away going, these 2 teams look more dangerous right now than the Chiefs. But take into account when you have a game plan that's built through really the entire offseason in the week of the game, and then you lose one of your core players, it does have a ripple effect. And so let's see what they can come out and do against another really tough defense on Sunday against the Eagles.
So Worthy might play, can play. We just need to keep an eye on the injury report for Sunday?
He practiced yesterday. So the fact that he was out there on a limited basis, again, this is one that might sometimes, game time decisions are kind of phony. This is one that they truly might take up at least until Saturday, just because, again, there's an experimentation with the harness. There's, hey, how's he feeling after a day of practice? They could also have looked at him yesterday and just decide to shut him down. My understanding has been going into practice yesterday, they thought, all right, let's go and test this thing out. Let's see how his body responds to it. Let's see how he works on the practice field. We'll get clearer answers later today, but he may well be listed as questionable, Rich.
Ed Oliver ruled out for the Bills. That's significant, one would say. What other significant injuries do you want to throw out there before I let you go into the weekend, sir?
Well, Ed Oliver got stepped on in practice on Wednesday, and it just seemed like he couldn't really shake it. He was in a walking boot. I mean, he was the one guy in a game where both teams scored 40-plus points, Rich. Ed Oliver was the defensive player who was absolutely everywhere on the field. So a little bit of extra challenge for Buffalo going into this week. Sounds like good news on Drake London. He's practiced the past couple of days. I know Raheem Morris has been optimistic that he's going to be able to go this week. Denzel Ward being off the injury report. Anytime a guy pops up on Thursday with an Achilles, you get a little bit worried about it, but he's going to be good to go this week. It'll be interesting to see too whether or not the Browns put Quinshon Judkins onto the field. Had his meeting with the NFL this week. He's only practiced basically 2 days since back in the spring. That would certainly tell you he's not going to get a full boat, but do they get him out there and get his feet wet? This is amidst the ongoing NFL investigation that could yield discipline, even though legal charges, criminal charges were dropped based upon an allegation of assault. So there's a lot of moving parts there. But for the Browns, this guy, again, setting aside those things, this guy was supposed to be a huge part of their rushing game going into 2025. So let's see as we go through these next 48 hours if they feel like, hey, let's at least get this guy a few carries and get him going.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.